Janine from the RSI and Overuse Injury Association. Today we've had some requests about seated exercise. The main things to remember: elbows stay down by your side when you're doing things. That takes the pressure off the neck. You should always feel a stretch on the side you're leaning away from. So on this one, you should feel the stretch on the side you're leaning away from there. If you're feeling it on the side you're leaning towards, those muscles are working. And if they're tight or a little bit compromised, they mightn't want that work today. So always just gently come out of a position if it is annoying the side that you're leaning towards. Also, the navel in, the V down that I mentioned, particularly when you're doing anything that's above the body. Try and break your exercise up into small components so that you can do it efficiently, and over time you'll be able to do it for longer each time, and that's what we're working towards with these series of videos. Let's start with just a few shoulder rolls. So once again, we're always focusing a little bit on core. If you can keep your navel in while you do your shoulder rolls, it'll help stabilise and get the best out of the position, best range of movement. And then navel again as you shrug your shoulders down. So that gently pushes blood flow up through into the neck and shoulders. So on a tight day, that in itself is a good thing to do. With anything that you do that involves those muscles, just trying to do it slowly, relaxing on upward movements, stronger on downward ones can be really useful. So this one's great for the waist because you're using those cross waist muscles to do your work, but you're also getting the blood flow in and playing with your range of movement. So always doing your reset V down that we spoke about in the last video, relaxing way up, strong on the way down, getting the muscles to work to stabilise, getting all the blood flow. That's what prevention is about. So this video will be 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm talking while we work. My chair should be staying pretty still because we're trying to move from muscles, not from joints. So I shouldn't be pivoting around like that, otherwise you're sort of losing some of your work to pivot. But yeah, if you can do small sessions, just get them regularly into your day. That's the hardest part. So it might be that 6 times 5 minutes, every hour you just get up, do something on the spot. There's something called high intensity physical activity, HIPAA, where you just simply do things quickly and on the spot. With RSI, you just need to relax more with it and get your muscles doing the work. So not hunching up or hunching over because joints will be loaded, but keeping it back, keeping it zipped. Little things like that can be really useful. To mix up your work, mixing up your angles, but then being able to keep it moving and keep the flow. So the workload spread throughout all of the muscles. Overuse injury occurs where certain muscles take on more load than others. So for me, my overuse injury in the forearm and one muscle's overactive affects elbow and wrist. But for everybody it's different. So depending on where your issues are, you might have a different approach. So everything we do in an RSI context, we just do it slower. We take our time with listening to our bodies. And this is one for the forearms, for example. We come back to the basics. So for example, with the hand pump for blood flow, come back to the basics when we need to. So if there's any requests or anything that you want to know about exercises for particular areas, please let us know. But thanks for joining us today.